What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, my driveway is empty because I'm clearing the space for the new, to me, 1999 Dodge Ram that I just bought. The driver just called and he's gonna be dropping it right here shortly. Okay, so it just arrived and I got this for a 450 bucks winning. So it got delivered here for 850 bucks, and I'm gonna share with you a trick how I buy these very cheap, very cheap stuff for a very good cars. I should say it's a trick that I've been using and not all people know. I actually learned this by experience. It's not bidding. I will share it with you shortly. I'm gonna just take you for a walk around this. This is a 1999 Dodge Ram, single cab, two-wheel drive, V8, 5.2 liters, and it was listed as non-runner. And when I got it here, I put the jumpers on it and it fired right up, and I drove it in here, but it stalled 3 times because it didn't have any gas in it. So this is the truck, 1999, 151,000 miles. That's torn as usual, and the dash is broken. Welcome to the Dodge Chrysler World. So it looks okay in here. It's at 850 bucks at the end of the day. This thing tows 8,000 pounds. It has a trailer hitch installed. This is a theft vehicle, so it was stolen, but it wasn't listed as theft. It was listed as roof damage, but really there's almost no damage. It's just the scrapes in here. Okay, so that's that. It has the 46RE, I believe, transmission, 4-speed, and as you saw, the tow driver, he was towing it on the rear wheels, which is really not good. I told him you should not be towing it on the drive wheels, and he said, yeah, don't listen, it won't hurt anything. But apparently, even if there's damage to the transmission, I can't prove it because I bought this at the auction. It may be before, damage from before, but I just drove it here in the first gear, drove it right in, and it fired right up. But as you can see, somebody tried to go in the ignition, and they just shoved. I just put a screwdriver in here and a crank fired right up with a jump, but it had no gas. I had to put some gas in it, so I can drive it straight in here. I'm gonna mess with it later. I'm gonna change the oil, put fresh gas in it, and take it for a spin, see how it does. But apparently it runs on drives, so it was listed as a non-runner. It has decent tire, maybe 25% life left. It's okay. It leaks something, but I don't know what that is. But I'll look it up. I'll look on it, see what it is. But it leaks the transmission fluid, not an engine. Engine sounded very good. It's a 5.2 Magnum engine, V8. This thing, they're known to be pretty reliable, but not the transmissions. Anyhow, it's an 850 bucks. So, oh, I gotta be careful. There's a blade here. Okay, so right now I will share with you how I buy these. Oh, come on down. Okay, so I'll share with you how I buy these very cheap. So here's how I do it. I bought another car actually a few months ago the same way. So what happens is I don't sit at the auction anymore because I get the auction fever. I just want to buy something, I want to bid on something. That's not good. So I don't sit at the auction anymore. I don't wait for it and bid on cars. That's good if you're gonna buy one car where you're waiting for it, you want it, and then, but I didn't need a truck. I need a car anyway, so I just waited and until the auction ended. So here's the trick. You following me? So I let the actual auction go, and then an hour after that, so after the auction ends, an hour or to an hour and a half, I sit on the Copart on my location here in Phoenix, and I look at the buy it now prices. Most insurance companies, the car bounces right back if it doesn't sell, because some insurance companies, like Farmers, let's say this is from Farmers, they put a minimum bid. So what happens if the car doesn't sell at the or doesn't meet the minimum bid? They put a very close price on it on a buy it now. 450 delivered 850. I'm gonna keep this thing. I wanted to, you know, work around the house and, you know, go to the places and haul stuff around, but I'm gonna, you know, fix it up, freshen it up, tune it up first. So you look at the auction after it ends, an hour to an hour and a half. You go to and check the buy it now vehicles. So vehicles bounce right back. The ones that had the minimum bid, they bounce right back from the insurance company. There's people sitting there waiting for, you know, to see what vehicles sell for, and if they don't sell, they just put a buy it now price and bounce it back at the buy it now list. And then I look through it. I wait another 30 minutes. I look through it. Another 15 minutes. I look through it. I keep looking through it until the 5 p.m. the end of that day. And most of the time, I find good deals. You know, really good deals. Like this thing, I mean, runs and drives. It fired right up and I drove it in. I mean, how can you go wrong with $850, right? I mean, you can part it out, sell it to a junkyard for $400 or $500. So that's how you do it. You keep checking after the auction ends, every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes. If you have time, that would be good. And then you just keep going back to the auction, and looking at the buy it now list. And once you see thing that you want, like this thing, things will not last, I guarantee. If it's a good deal, if it's you think it's a good price, if you want it, go ahead and buy it, because things will not last. The trucks market especially is going crazy. It's going nuts. I mean, something like that, they're asking $3,500 online for it on OfferUp or Craigslist. So keep that in mind. If you want something that's not gonna last, but you know, make sure, check the emissions, check the inspection history, run a Carfax if you want. You know, Google the VIN number at least to make sure that the vehicle hasn't been in a previous accident. So this thing is theft. It was listed as an unrunner driver, but it fired right up. I knew that because when things get stolen, they usually dump them when they don't have gas, or they ruin the ignition. But the main components, the engine and transmission, are gonna be good, unless they run it into a ditch or something. So you're always pushing your luck. So just keep that in mind too. You are responsible for whatever you do. I'm just trying to give a help with an advice. It's your responsibility. Like this one, it said salvaged but non-runner, so I knew that it got salvaged for a reason. And usually it was running when it got, you know, because it was running and something happened to it, that's why it got salvaged. So that is my tip of the day for you guys. I hope this helps, but again, be careful, be cautious, don't throw money down the drain. You know, if you want to go inspect it, go ahead, but sometimes I just it's going to be gone by the time I get to Copart, which is about 35 minutes away. So that's it. Please give it a big thumbs up to this video if it helps you. If it gave you a good idea, give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. I have a lot more tips and tricks to buying cars and fixing them and stuff like that. And hit the subscribe. And I appreciate every single one of you watching. And I will catch you guys in the next one.